just as the race got underway, there was a bit of holding hands, a bit of jostling for position involving a Czech athlete towards the back. I think that was Sasinek, because Frisch is near the front there. So Lewandowski on the inside and practically having a Rozmish for the company, another who's doubled up here, and there's a few races, a few rounds to get through. That's what it's all been about. But these men, in fact, they didn't have a semi-final to negotiate. We had 15 entries, 41 of which, in fact, had improved indoors this year. No semi-final, and therefore straight through to tonight. Jakob Ingebrigtsen now leading at the front from Lewandowski and Gomez. So slightly different order, but the same top three as they finished in Glasgow 2 years ago. Now Ingebrigtsen against Lewandowski, the key battle royale here. I say Jakob has now improved so much since that race even in Glasgow, and of course that was just one of the events where he made a big international breakthrough in the 3,000 metres. But Jakob, who's now 20, did actually beat Marcin Lewandowski by 5 seconds in that recent race where he set that new European indoor record. Incredible to think that he's doing that at such a young age. Just the two Ingebrigtsen brothers, I think, at this event. Philip unfortunately didn't make it out of the heats, but Jakob can reign supreme out front. Just how long can the pack stay with this pace? So you can see 3:40 pace just at the moment. And many athletes hanging on to this, including Neil Gourley. Introduced so far, so we've barely got a chance to mention Gourley, but that new 3:35.79 best for the world finalist. Gomez of Spain, ahead of his teammate Fontes, who's back in 6th place at the moment. But you've got 2 Poles and 2 Spaniards fairly near the sharp end of this race. Well, we've got the battle between Ingebrigtsen and Lewandowski, who's on home turf here, and trying to add his name to the history books, which he's already done so over so many years. And fantastic to think really that he's setting a new indoor best at the grand age of 33. Ingebrigtsen, 13 years his junior, trying to climb even higher than 5th on the all-time indoor list for 1,500 metres. They hit the bell, 3:38 pace here. Ingebrigtsen trying to avenge defeat from 2 years ago. Lewandowski isn't finished just yet, and look at Gomez, perhaps while we're watching the front two battle once again. We're forgetting about Gomez, who's still very much there on this last lap. Jakob Ingebrigtsen is seen off Lewandowski, and he's the champion, age 20. What a talent. Lewandowski beaten by 5 seconds in that recent race in France. Closer this time around, but in the end he's beaten by a tremendous young Norwegian champion. Both very much making history, and Lewandowski has done that throughout his career. He takes yet another European indoor medal. That's his 5th in total, so as I say, he just needs a 6th. And he'll match Marian Voronin, the only ever Polish man who's done that in European Indoor Championship history. Let's take another look here, Phil. Well, Lewandowski was cool at the front, and Ingebrigtsen appeared from almost nowhere on the inside. Look at him taking charge. Goodness me, that was very close. And as soon as he hit the front, he was in control.
Did to a time trial once Ingebrigtsen got to the front. Ingebrigtsen, well, he makes time trialing 3:38 indoors, just looks so comfortable. I'm just wondering, with the aid of hindsight, whether Lewandowski would probably have been better served just trying to stay with Ingebrigtsen We know Lewandowski can run faster than this. He's shown that on several occasions, as you rightly said, on this very track. He set a Polish indoor record just a few weeks ago. But would he have been better off just hanging on for dear life to Ingebrigtsen and just seeing how it unravelled? Would Ingebrigtsen have been possibly just a little bit perturbed and scared if he had seen Lewandowski on his shoulder? I don't know, and we'll never know. In the end, Ingebrigtsen just ran it and ran it and ran it from the front and left everybody else trailing in his wake. And Ingebrigtsen, well, he adds to his European Indoor Championship portfolio after winning the 3,000 metres 2 years ago in Glasgow. Straight to the front. Well, the first few hundred metres always quick, so don't worry too much about the pace charts at this stage. Let's see how it looks a couple of laps into this race. Everybody just sorting themselves out, getting into their rhythms, trying to avoid trouble. I was impressed with Katir in his heat, the Spaniard. Katir was the Spanish indoor champion back in 2019. Only second this time around, but nevertheless he's had some good runs on the international circuit and is capable of running very fast indeed. Ingebrigtsen's personal best isn't wickedly fast. 7:49. Many of these men have actually run faster than him, and that may be the answer. But who's going to be daring enough to take it on? 500 metres undergone, and we're at almost exactly 8-minute pace. It's a nice little innovation, I think. The display on the left-hand side of your screen, Ingebrigtsen, and this will suit Ingebrigtsen down to the ground, keeping it steady. Once it gets beyond 8 minutes pace, maybe those 3 previous races will start to tell. Although having said that, when you consider that he was double gold medalist in Berlin at the age of 18 over 1,500 metres and 5,000 metres, I don't think too many races phase him excessively. Kimeli, so back on track, just over 5 laps undergone, and it's still very, very sedentary pace. Can't help feeling this is just playing into Jakob Ingebrigtsen's hand. This is a man who's run 3:31 indoors for 1,500 metres. He's got such a turn of speed that I don't think anybody in this field can match that. Some quick finishers as well, but none as quick as Ingebrigtsen. Hey, out in front, Kimeli, Hendricks. A couple of Frenchmen in this field. The behatted Jimmy Gracier, that familiar backwards baseball cap. 6 laps to go, and it's still Hay leading the way. Michel now having moved up in second place, and then the 2 Belgians, Kimeli and Hendricks. And Ingebrigtsen just tucked in on the curb, at the moment boxed in, but he's got just over 1,000 metres to unravel himself. Gracier coming around the outside. I don't think we've lost any men at the moment. No, they're all still in there, with the second Norwegian, Nordas, just bringing up the rear. Well, the pace has got back to close to 8-minute pace, but it still isn't that fast as we see Ingebrigtsen move to the front. And suddenly he's injected a bit of pace into this race. Hay, Michel, Kimeli, Gracier, and Katir covering the break. There's now a bit of daylight between the leading 6. So it's Ingebrigtsen, Michel, Hay, Katir, Kimeli and Gressier. They're the leading 6, and they're just starting to get slightly away from the rest. Oh, Rower's managed to tow the rest of the field back. So still 12 men. 3 laps to go. It is getting faster and faster. Ingebrigtsen is making this long surge from home, but he hasn't shaken anybody off just yet. Michel gritting his teeth. He's had success over 10,000 metres, Michel. And maybe that's where his ambitions lie these days, over the longer distances, the Spaniard. Katir now moving up. Katir, the Spaniard, with a rather ungainly running style, but it is effective. He is quick. Fastest man in Europe this year with that blue bib on him. So we're now 300 metres from home, and it really is starting to crank up. They're going to come into the home straight now for the penultimate time, and they're going to hear the bell very shortly. And it's Ingebrigtsen, Katir, Kimeli. That's the 1, 2, 3 at the moment with Michel, and then daylight back to the rest. Ingebrigtsen now starting to go through the gears with 200 metres to go. He's looking around. Katir working so hard to try and stay with him, but Ingebrigtsen now starting to pull away from the rest. Kimeli trying to get around Katir, finding his way blocked, and Ingebrigtsen's home and away. That long surge from 600 metres out. Kimeli gets himself through on the inside to take the silver, and Michel of Spain gets the bronze. Well, a 2:21, 2:22 for the purposes of argument. Last kilometre. Personal best for Ingebrigtsen, and he still doesn't look that much out of breath. 3 top-class races before this, and he's still got enough in the tank to take the gold medal and set a personal best over 15 laps of the track. Well, I have to say, though, everybody really played into Ingebrigtsen's hands. Nobody had the courage to take it out and really make him hurt, maybe at 7:45 pace. I think Gressier and Michel, well, and Katir, they all threw away their chances of tilt at the gold by just letting Ingebrigtsen do what he wanted to do from the last kilometre. And then over the last lap, nobody was going to touch him. Kimeli behind him, just nipping away round Katir, getting through for the silver. Michel following him round and can't quite get to the Belgian. But gold, once again, this man, Jakob Ingebrigtsen. He's got so many collection now. 2 from Berlin, 1 from Glasgow, 2 from Torun. Yes, number 1, no doubt about that. He is the dominating middle distance runner in Europe at the moment. Kimeli, very pleased with his silver medal. And what a championships it's been for Belgium. 2 golds now, and Kimeli's silver. There's a possibility of maybe 1 or 2 other medals to come later on this afternoon. We shall see. Adel Michel, well, after a couple of 4ths at world and continental competitions, finally gets on the podium. He was 4th at the World 1500 metres in 2017. There's confirmation of the times, the leading 6. Ingebrigtsen, 7:48.20, personal best and a gold medal, home by Isaac Kimeli and Adel Michel of Belgium and Spain, respectively.